Rodney's storage find. We have all of the things. If they can't show you where they get their CMOS from, don't consume it. Fall in love with healing yourself. CBD. Healthy.
I be on my grind, it be on my mind, that's why I keep that pine, when I'm on that grind, I be on my grind, it be on my mind, that's why I keep that pine, when I'm on that grind,
I get it and go, call that a fast break. Young cash cow and all I eat is steak. The pill game been booming, you fuck boys late. Your whole team rib touching, you the only one ain't. You hang around some real niggas, you the only one ain't. If I fuck with you, my word good as the bank.
Damn, if I knew 2 days ago what I knew right now.
Gorilla edibles. And hey, don't forget the milk. BBN, Jack Frost. What's up, party people? How's everybody doing today? I hope everybody's having a beautiful day. Hope everybody woke up on the right side of the bed this morning. Hey, how's everybody doing? All right, so today, real quick, okay, so we were just only gonna talk about the Pooh Shiesty situation this morning. For everybody that don't know what happened to Pooh Shiesty, he was at a club performing in Miami. Then when he was on the stage apparently, or leaving the club, I believe, somebody knocked the monies that he had on him out of his pocket. It was about 40K. At this point, Pooh Shiesty went into some actions which caused for him to discharge a firearm. That's the main conversation that we're having today. The sub-main conversation that we're having today is T.I. There's a situation going on with T.I. where he actually released, I don't know if you want to call it a diss track or what the hell it is, but he actually released a video speaking about the allegations that have been made about him. But before we do any of those things, we're going to do two things. First, we're going to give appreciation to everybody who did a job on the previous live, and then second, we're going to address the situation of the little boy being shot and killed. For everybody that don't know, there was a child that was shot and killed. For everybody that don't know, what we're gonna do is we're gonna speak on that particular. Damn, I got flagged that early. Shout out to that shit though. Well, whatever y'all flagged me for, I should be able to. The fuck? Whatever y'all flagged me for after, you know, whatever changes or whatever, that means it's gonna be unflaggable next time. So shout out to that shit. With that being said, let's give appreciation to everybody that did a drop to the previous live real quick. That's gonna take 2 seconds. And then after we do that, I wanna show y'all a video from one of our New York rappers real quick. And then after we have that real fast discussion, then we're going to go into the top 2 contents that we're supposed to be speaking about today, or that was already on the docket, as I like to call it. Shout out to Lex Lucas. Shout out to NetStars Live. Definitely appreciate you guys. You guys are all the best. Now, I need to get a sizzle reel together for the people who's promote on this channel specifically. I think that I'm going to have a sizzle reel ready by the morning that should be able to mitigate some of these problems that we might have or whatever. Anyway, I'm about to play a video real quick from a rapper in New York City. Shout out to him. I appreciate the way in which he tackled this conversation. And then after I show the video and we come back and we have this conversation about this Asian man that shot this little kid, then because we got to talk about that first. So we'll be right back. Check this out.
Figure out why Ryan Lee Wen is out of jail after allegedly shooting his son Kobe.
He tried to hit me with a sledgehammer, but that's not gonna work because I'm too fast.
So then what did he do?
Got a gun. Boom. Shot me right here.
It's all on video Saturday afternoon on Candlewood Lane. You'll see kids playing, hear a gunshot, then Kobe realizes he's hit.
Fucked up. 100% fucked up. That's a grown man trying to hurt a child, then shooting a child. That's crazy. All of my Asian brothers and sisters out there, that's not how we respond to situations. That is not how we do it. All right? We are to protect ourselves and our family, not that shit. That shit is something else. We do not stand by shit like that. He needs to go to jail.
I love full transparency, so we're going to tackle this conversation real quick before we actually get to the other things. But before we even tackle that particular conversation, first thing we want to say is we want to do morning roll call real quick. Shout out to BBNNETWORK up in here. Says good morning. Also says come in, take a seat, hit that like button. It also says that if you want to join the green team, they go to the link, you become a member of the channel. We need as many members as possible, preferably at the preferably at the level of back swinging and up. With that being said, what up, Lee Vincent? Lee Vincent says hello from Hereford, England. Love what you do, BBN. Talk facts, no lies, which is rare these days. Shout out to Aim High, says salute, BBN. Shout out to Savage Matrix, said good morning, BBN. And shout out to Prince to Amir, says good morning, everyone. Now, I want to say something real quick. For everybody that don't know, China Black has been out there in the streets for his people. You have to salute that. Salute the China Black. China Black has been out there in the streets for his people, for Asians specifically. Not no specific Asian group of people, just for Asians. He's been out there. There's been some things going on, just as we've already know, previous in the last couple of months, ever since the COVID situation really started to transpire. There's been some things going on where Asian people have been being attacked in the street. I personally said this: everybody's always been being attacked. None of this is new. They've been attacking Asian people in the street at the same clip, at the same degree, at the same number, probably our whole entire lives. The only difference is now it's being a spotlight shined on it. Now, with that being said, I am not trying to discount anyone. We're not supposed to be going out there attacking people indiscriminate, not independent of whatever their race or their ethnicity or whatever their religion is. So if you're out there attacking Asian people because they're Asian, you a douchebag, period. We're not doing that. I just want to be clear on that. I stand with all oppressed people, period, just so we are clear on this. With that being said, there was a uptick in Asians being attacked, or at least there was an uptick in the reporting of Asians being attacked. Ever since then, China Black has been on the forefront, out there with his people. He's been doing marches, he's been holding rallies, he's been doing all of these things with his people. Shout out to that. We're all people because we're all one people, but shout out to that. To have him speak out on this particular topic is just, you just got to salute the man. Let me say one thing real quick, just so people can understand what happened to that child. There was children doing something. They obviously was upsetting the Asian dude, who then picked up a sledgehammer and started allegedly swinging it. When he couldn't hit one of the children with the sledgehammer, he then went and got a gun and shot at children. There's no way in the world that this man should be on the street. There's no way in the world that this man should have even got bond, bail, whatever the fuck you want to call it. He shouldn't have got nothing. How can you allow a man back out on the street that's pulling out weapons on 5- and 6-year-olds? I have no idea. Every single, whatever town that is, whatever judge took that case needs to be reprimanded. We need to know what judge that was immediately. We need to know what town that was. We need to know everybody's information, because everything involved in that particular situation that you're trying to tell me, that you had a grown ass adult firing weapons at children, and when they went to jail, you allowed them to come back out on the street. And then also, I think this is the point that people might be missing, living on the same block with the kids that he was just shooting guns at. This is like you're trying to create a situation so somebody go kill that Asian man, and then the next thing y'all gonna say is that this is black on Asian hate. That's what that. Let me fix the background real quick, because we still got the freaking we still got the sun ain't come out yet. Let me fix that background. But to me, it looks like there's a situation being set up. Listen, if you could take it however you want to take it, but this is the way I'm taking it. To me, it looks like it's a situation being set up where they let that man back out on jail, knowing damn well they should have held him forever. He should never be allowed out of jail. They should have held him forever, and then understand he lives in the community where these crimes was committed. So what are they really trying to do? Are they trying to create a situation where somebody go do something to that man? Now they saying that there's black or Asian hate. Just keep that in the back of your mind when you see shit like this happen. Just so we can be clear. They setting those people up. What up, Sons to Fathers TV? Here. What up? Who else we got up here? Black Cuddy, salute to the Black Spades. What up, Tighten Up TV? I'm telling you, they setting up those people in that community in hopes that somebody is going to step out and do something to that man, so now they can talk about how there's black on Asian hate. That's what I think is going on. I don't think nobody convinced that man to shoot at no kids. That's all on him. But I think after that happened, they're taking the best use of the situation. That's what I think. I could be wrong. Don't get it confused. But I just want to point something else out. When we had the situation where that young girl got killed by the police, I don't know how the situation could have went down any different. But I would have so much preferred that that young girl would have stabbed that other person and lived, and everybody would have lived, and she would have went and did her time, than for her to have been shot and murdered. I'm not even sure that she would have stabbed anybody. I think she was pump faking. Just so we could be clear. I think she was pump faking. Because if she really wanted to stab somebody, she could have stabbed the girl that fell on the floor. She was defenseless and on the floor. So I just want to point this out. The way our justice system is set up is obviously, I think often we get mad at the police when it's much deeper than the police, and that's why I try not to put everything on the police. That's why whenever anybody is like really like tearing the police down, really going at the police, I'll call it when I believe that the police officer is wrong. Do not get this confused. That's my job. But at the same time, I understand that a lot of these problems is systemic, and it has zero to do with the officer that's on the street. It has more to do with the officer understanding that even if I arrest this person and we take this person down and we take this person to jail, they're just going to let them right back out on the street. And that will make people not do their job the right way when their job is not appreciated. So, boom, that's that. With that being said, can we get to this Pooh Shiesty shit? Hold on. Aces Kings, 100% her father failed her. Her father isn't the only one that failed her. Every single adult that was there at that spot failed her. Not just the police officers. Every single fucking adult that was there failed her. I don't think none of them should be able to sue the city. I don't think not one person in that family should be able to sue anybody to get any money because that girl lost her life. I do think that the city should pay up some money and then put it into some kind of fund that helps out children in foster care. That's what they should be forced to do. But that family should get $0 because at the end of the day, if that family wasn't dysfunctional the way that they were, that young girl would either have not had to call the police or she wouldn't have had a knife in her hand by the time the police got there. That is family dysfunction. That is not that girl being dysfunctional or being crazy or anything wrong with her. What people always fail to forget is that every family has that one relative that the whole family shit on. Okay? Let's stop acting like that's not a thing. Every family got that person in the family that everybody shit on, and they don't even got a good reason to shit on them. They just shit on them because they can. Every family. It sounds to me like she was the one. She was their Meg. And I know how that feel. I'm Meg. So, every family. I'm just saying I would have preferred if the police officer didn't shoot and kill her. I don't know what he could have done differently that could have helped this situation. I think I've said that numerous times. I would have preferred that that young lady still be alive. But I don't know what he could have done differently. So I'm not going to stand here and pretend like I have all the answers because I don't. Maybe it wasn't even his fault. Maybe it was the fault of the police officers that got there before him and not calming down the situation. Maybe it wasn't their fault. Maybe it was just the adults that were there that are in that young girl's family because they didn't know how to conduct themselves. She didn't know how to conduct herself. I still think, without a shadow of a doubt, that this is dysfunctional family problem. And you got a lot of families out there that got that one relative in their family that there's really nothing wrong with this person. They just in the wrong family. That's it. That's it. They just in the wrong family. They're the person that is trying to break the generational curses so the rest of the family don't like them. Tell me where I'm wrong. Every family has this person that's always trying to break the generational curses while the rest of the family is basically saying just go along. But they're like, no, that shit is wrong. Tell me where I'm wrong. I'm the Meg of my family, so I understand it. With that being said, let's get to the Pooh Shiesty thing. Pooh Shiesty is facing up to 20 years in jail for discharging that firearm in the club. I'm gonna say this again. Pooh Shiesty is facing up to 20 years in jail for letting off that firearm in the club. Also, let's not forget that Pooh Shiesty just a couple of months ago was involved in a different situation where there was some kind of shootout or a robbery. I think somebody actually got shot when they was trying to buy sneakers or some old weirdo shit in a fucking parking lot across the street from a police station. So there's two things I gotta say with this one. The first one is he bring his own gun in the club. He bring his own fire in the club, but when he gonna go do a business deal, they gotta make sure that they're across the street from the police station. Hold on, I'm gonna get to the security guard part, but could we slow walk it? Because I just want to, because I want to understand this. He has a song, Back in Blood. I forget which song it was that he says that he brings his own fire in the club, but he said he ain't bring his own fire in the club, but when you're going to do an illegal deal, you're going to go across the street from the police station? Why? Also in clear view of a camera? Why? Can somebody explain these things to me? Because I'm curious. I don't understand it. Remember, we super gangsters. Now, I'm not in no way at all trying to question his credibility. I'm not doing that right now. I'm agreeing. He's a super gangster. But what I'm saying is, so he went to go do an illegal deal? A possible illegal deal? Any deal across the street from a police precinct? I'm the only one that think that there's something weird with that? That there's something wrong? I might be the only one that think that there's something wrong with that. I just think for myself. I don't know what to tell you. I think there's something wrong with that. I don't know what to tell you. It sounds like all of the BS to me. Just something to keep in mind. So now he has that case where somebody got shot. I don't believe they're saying he shot anyone. I just believe that they're saying someone got shot in that particular situation when they was trying to do whatever that was at the cross street from the police precinct. Pardon me. Now you're trying to tell me that he was in the club where he doesn't apparently need security because he brings his own fire in the club, right? So he's in this club where he brings his own fire at, and he ends up shooting security. The security that he also doesn't need, by the way. But he ends up shooting security. Why? Because 4K gets stolen from him. He's going to front and act like it ain't get stolen. I get it. But 4K got stolen from him. Now do y'all see why I keep telling y'all stop listening to these rappers? Anytime anybody say anything, these rappers say they lying. Stop listening to them. Shout out to the rappers. You're trying to protect your brand. I get it. I'm saying us as consumers, though, stop listening to them. They lying to you. Obviously, he's lying. Those are flat out lies. That was his image. His image was he's the super tough guy. Ain't his Instagram something shooter? Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Sorry, I'm writing a joke. I know I'm not laughing. Sometimes I don't laugh at the jokes. I just write them. So hold on. What's his Instagram? What's Pooh Shiesty's Instagram? And this is what I mean by watch what you make your image. Richest shooter. I don't want to be known as nothing but Jack Frost. I'm just Jack Frost, alright? I just do a ton of different shit. I'm a little quirky. I'm a little different. It depending on how I'm feeling is depending on the energy you're gonna get. Sometimes I'm funny shit. sometimes I'm the guy that you can have the most fun with, and it's gonna be wacky, zany, and stupid. There's a good chance. I'm also pretty smart, and I'm also pretty witty. Alright, so that's me. Alright, I don't care how good I can or can't fight. I don't want beef with you. I don't care how well I can or can't shoot. I don't want problems with you. I just want to be clear on this. I don't care how right or wrong I am about a situation. I really don't want to argue with you. Get it? You get it? This guy, richest shooter. What do you think is going to happen when he goes to court for shooting the security guard, the security officer, whoever the security guy was in that club? You don't think that the district attorney or whoever the prosecuting attorney is going to be like, yo, his Instagram literally calls himself the richest shooter. All of his songs is about how he's a shooter. You know they're using people raps in court nowadays. He literally has a song that he says that he brings the gun in the club with him. Anybody else think he's toast? Shout out to BQ Mommy. Everybody say what's up with my sister-in-law. Anybody else think he's toast, or am I the only one that think he's toast? He better work so his lawyers could keep filing motions and keep him out of jail for about and hold the trial off for about 4 or 5 years. That's what he better do. He better work his ass off. Make a shitload of money so they could keep paying these attorneys, so these attorneys could keep filing motions so he don't got to go to jail. Because once he go to trial, he going to jail. That's another reason why I try not to get into no situations with nobody. The last thing I need is, I'm just about to break. I'm just about to make it. And then the next thing you know, I get into some bullshit with somebody and now I got to deal with the court system. If y'all didn't learn anything from my son situation, my son signed like $1 million deal that ended up going to jail. Shout out to my son. Salute to my son. I'm out here avoiding fucking unnecessary shit like the plague. You don't have no idea. Some random tried to like get into some weirdo shit with me the other day, a couple of weeks ago. And I just avoided it. And they was like, oh, he a pussy. Yeah, nigga. I'm out here trying to live my life while you out here trying to argue and fight with strangers. Me and you is not the same. Me and you is not the same. I'm out here trying to do all the things. And you out here trying to argue with strangers. What the fuck? Anyway, I got a question real quick. Who thinks Pooh Shiesty is going to beat both of these charges? I'm curious. I want to know who thinks Pooh Shiesty is going to beat both of these charges. Because remember, he has to beat the charge where the dude got shot across the street from the police precinct where they have him on camera. He also has to beat the charge where he just shot a security guard allegedly in a club. And there is an eyewitness who's already spoken to the police officer, said he fired the gun, and then also said he handed the gun to a second guy who then took the gun and went out of the fucking, who then grabbed the gun and walked out of the, and dipped, apparently. So they have an eyewitness that he shot the gun in the club. They have an eyewitness saying that he shot the gun in the club. They also have that same eyewitness saying he then took that gun, gave that gun to a second person who then split. I don't know no other way to say it. Who then bounced. That's what I'm hearing. This is what allegedly the police is saying that they have as evidence already. An eyewitness. First of all, there's a shitload of eyewitnesses if he didn't or he did do it, there's a shitload of eyewitnesses. Alright? It was a fucking club. But I'm going to tell you the problem. You see, we have this no snitching thing, right? So you want to know one of the things that you can't do when we have this no snitching policy? It means you can't get on the stand. So even if somebody saw what he did and know that he didn't do it, they can't get on the stand. Because if they get on the stand and say he didn't do it, then they have to get on the stand and say who did do it, right? Tariq Wilson says another rapper gone one way or another. OGK Network said if NBA Youngboy can do it, Pooh can do it. If NBA Youngboy could do what? What did NBA Youngboy do that you're talking about, OGK? Just so we can be clear. I want to make sure that I know what I'm responding back to. What did NBA Youngboy do that you're speaking on? What is this NBA Youngboy thing you're speaking on? Let me know. I want to make sure I respond back appropriately. What did NBA Youngboy do that you believe that Pooh Shiesty could do? Yes, NBA Youngboy is currently locked up, so I really don't know what he's talking about. But he could be talking about a case that happened and isn't in the way no more. So I don't know. That's why I'm asking him. But yes, the NBA Youngboy is currently locked up in jail. So I don't know what he's talking about. Also, for y'all to be clear, Pooh Shiesty was out on bond or bail or whatever the case is. So they denied him anymore. So Pooh Shiesty is going to probably stay locked up into this case. King of Florida said in Florida you need one witness. Damn. So Pooh Shiesty might be locked up until he actually goes to trial. Matter of fact. Because he's already out on bail or bond or whatever the fuck he was out on. So he's already out on something. So do you really think they're going to let him out again? This in both of his cases is somebody getting shot? No. We're not doing the remember the situation thing. You tell me what you're talking about. This isn't try to make Jack Frost help you with your argument. You try to tell me what you're talking about. And then I'm going to respond back. Do that. All right? I'm staying here. I'm waiting. No disrespect. Shy Murder said he got bond, but his other judge might revoke it. Could you send me that link, please? I'm not questioning you. I'm just asking you to send me the link, please. Best time for Dirk to retire and pull a Mace. Black Power Cross. Juice Now says, last night Axe said that NBA young boys are telling the feds that the gun is theirs, but the feds not buying it. Yes. People have already claimed the gun. That NBA young boy, the guns. All of the guns are claimed. All of the guns are claimed. Just so we can be clear. I'm also looking for the things. But Shy Murder, if you have it, please send it to me. Shy Murder said he actually got bond, but the other judge might revoke it. So we'll see what happens with that. But from what I heard, he didn't get it yet. But right here, I have a caption that they said that an incident said. The incident happened May 30th, approximately 3:45. According to an arrest report, the victim told police he jumped out of the way when he saw the gun, and that is what saved him from being shot in the torso. Wow. A witness told police he saw Williams pass the gun to an unknown man and that man fled the scene. Police said no gun or shell casing was found. First of all, no shell casing was found. They might try to say that somebody tampered with evidence. Also, they might try to say he tampered with evidence if they have somebody saying that he shot somebody with the gun and bolted and handed it to somebody else and ran. So y'all know who Williams is. His name Pooh Shiesty is 20. Well, another place they said he was 21, but he's 21, 22 years old. His name is Montrell Williams. OGK Network says when young boy was involved in that shooting with T Grizzly and the innocent person got killed. I need you to be a little bit less vague, OGK Network. I need you to be a little bit less vague. She said the clout lawyer got it. Let's go see what the clout lawyer is saying. Shout out to our favorite Instagram lawyer. Yeah, he just posted.
On his charge for aggravated battery with a firearm involving shots at the KOD nightclub in Miami. In setting the bond, the magistrate judge said, however, that the prior charges from back in October are a different case and that the judge in that case will have the opportunity to review whether or not to revoke the bond in that prior case. So Pooh's not out of the woods yet. He's got the $10,000 bond on these new charges. His old judge will now probably tomorrow or someday very soon look at the old bond and decide whether or not to revoke it. Hopefully Pooh Shiesty can stay free. Some other interesting details that came out at the bond hearing. The government is contending that the security guard at KOD nightclub alleges that the gun was pointed at him and he jumped. He jumped to avoid the shot, and that's how he got shot in the ankle. Very, very interesting development. We will see whether or not the government has the evidence to meet these charges. But as far as that bond granted $10,000 for Pooh Shiesty. Pooh Shiesty gets a bond. The magistrate judge set a bond of $10,000 on his charge for aggravated battery with a firearm involving shots at the KOD nightclub in Miami. In setting the bond, the magistrate judge said, however, that the prior charges from back in October are a different case and that the judge in that case will have the opportunity to review whether or not to revoke the bond in that prior case. So Pooh's not out of the woods yet. He's got the $10,000 bond on these new charges. His old judge will now probably tomorrow or someday very soon look at the old bond and decide whether or not to revoke it. Hopefully Pooh Shiesty can stay free. Some other interesting details that came out at the bond hearing. The government is contending that the security guard at KOD nightclub alleges that the gun was pointed at him and he jumped. He jumped to avoid the shot, and that's how he got shot in the ankle. Very, very interesting development.
One more time.
We will see whether or not the government has the evidence to meet these charges. But as far as that bond granted $10,000 for Pooh Shiesty. Pooh Shiesty gets a bond. The magistrate judge set a bond of $10,000 on his charge for aggravated battery with a firearm involving shots at the KOD nightclub in Miami. In setting the bond, the magistrate judge said, however, that the prior charges from back in October are a different case and that the judge in that case will have the opportunity to review whether or not to revoke the bond in that prior case. So Pooh's not out of the woods yet. He's got the $10,000 bond on these new charges. His old judge will now probably tomorrow or someday very soon look at the old bond and decide whether or not to revoke it. Hopefully Pooh Shiesty can stay free. Some other interesting details that came out at the bond hearing. The government is contending that the security guard at KOD nightclub alleges that the gun was pointed at him and he jumped. He jumped to avoid the shot, and that's how he got shot in the ankle. Very, very interesting development. We will see whether or not the government has the evidence to meet these charges. But as far as that bond granted $10,000 for Pooh Shiesty.
Hey, yo. Do you understand what the security guard just said? The nigga said, the security guard said he tried to shoot me. Nah, I think, shout out to Shy Murder for that. I think what might be going on, I'm not sure. They already know that the other dude is going to revoke the bail. So they just gave him $10,000 because they know that the other guy's going to revoke the bail. That's all I could assume. Unless they just really don't want to keep him. I don't know what to tell you. But I'm assuming that they already know that the other judge is going to revoke his bail or his bond. So they just went and got a little $10,000 from him. That's what I think happened. They just would have got a little bit of chump change from him. Whatever they cut of that isn't going to be returned. They just went and got a little chump change from them. Because they already know that the other judge is just going to hold them forever. So, I don't know what to tell you. But, yeah. So, apparently, like I was saying, the security guard is saying he tried to shoot him. So that's not even an accidental discharge. The security guard is saying he pulled the gun out and leveled it at him, aimed it at him. And the only reason why he didn't get shot in his torso is because he jumped out of the way. So he got shot in the foot. And security guard about to sue everybody. Everybody's about to get sued. Yeah, I'm just asking for you to give me something to be able to respond back to. Because if you're just giving me vague comments, like, I don't know how the two situations are similar. That's my point. This in the NBA YoungBoy situation, NBA YoungBoy wasn't shooting at T Grizzly. Somebody else was, allegedly. So I don't understand how these two situations are similar. In this particular situation, unequivocally, we're being told unequivocally that Pooh Shiesty actually fired the weapon. So I just think this is a different situation. I don't know what to tell you. So I remember the situation. I remember what happened. What I'm asking you is, how are they similar? If I wasn't clear before, my apologies. But I'm asking you, how are they similar? That's what I'm asking you. Period. Because I remember the situation. I know what situation you're talking about. I just want to know how they're similar. That's what I'm asking you. I know the situation. Just how they similar. I don't know how they the same. But you know, if you got a reason, hold on, let me get my coffee. That's all I'm saying, just so we can be clear. I just want to know how they're similar. I know the situation. They was at a thing. Some people fired at another vehicle. Actually, T Grizzly aunt got shot and killed, right? If I'm correct, T Grizzly's aunt got shot. But nobody is saying that NBA YoungBoy fired the gun. Yeah, that's just, I mean, that's like similar as to like 100 other rapper shootings. But not this specific one. That's all I'm saying. Maybe I'm wrong, but I mean, that's why I'm asking you to explain the connection. With that being said, this is Pooh Shiesty's second gun situation in less than a year. See, this is my problem I have with people. People talk about how much that us black people, we need to do better, we need to do different, right? But when you're a black person and you come up and you say, yo, all right, so I know a way that we could do better, we could do different. People ostracize you. People push you to the side. People try to discredit you whenever you have any kind of new, profound, different ideas. People try to discredit you. People want to, because they don't want to change from whatever the norm was. It's basically like what we was talking about in the beginning of the show when I said that you got families, that they got that one family member. Fucking Shot Murder said, that boy going to jail, bruh. Why are you making those jokes? Just so we could be clear, it's like the conversation we was having earlier when I said that you got, every family got that one family member that the rest of the family just, you know, just don't work. It's like they're from a different family. They're busy breaking generational curses. They're like the meg of the family. Like the rest of the family always shitting on them. And that's how it is whenever you're a, I'm telling you personal experience. That's how it is whenever you have different ideas. Because people don't want different ideas. People just want their ideas to work. Whatever their ideas is, they want their ideas to work. They don't want different ideas. They don't want newer ideas. They don't want original ideas. They just want the thing that they want to happen the way that they want it to happen, period. So with that being said, how are we supposed to change the way in which we conduct ourselves if the leaders of our society, who are the rappers at this point, let's just be clear, the rappers and the sports guys, they basically the leaders at this point, when our own leaders can't not do stupid shit? This dude tried to shoot the security guard. What up, Mark Hernandez? I want to say something real quick. And this is not a knock on anybody out there that considers themselves a shooter. Shout out to you. I'm no disrespect. I don't mean no disrespect. I don't mean no hate. But I know people that shot people because they had to. And I know people that shot people because they wanted to. The people that shot people because they had to are always G's. Not so much the other way around. Most of the people that shoot people because they want to are cowards. You can tell me what you want to tell me. But most of the people that use a weapon just because they can use that weapon is a coward. Sometimes you just got to shoot a fool. It happens. Sometimes you just, it happens. So this is not an indictment on everybody that's ever shot anybody. I'm 100% not going that direction. Because I know people. That they didn't have choices. That's what I'm saying. They're 100% all stand-up guys. I don't know a person that shot a person that didn't want to have to shoot a person that isn't a stand-up guy. You can tell by the way they talk about the shit. But then you got dudes out here that want to clout chase. So they looking for a reason to shoot a fool. So they can talk about how they shot a fool. They looking for a reason to bust their gun. Even when it's not necessary. They clout chasers. Clout chasers been around. I'm not here for that. We supposed to be trying to double and triple our numbers. Not divide them. If we can't have leaders that's smart enough to know not to try to shoot a fucking security guard, that's your king? This is who we're following? No disrespect to Pooh Shiesty. I don't know the person personally. He might be a real cool, dope dude. It might just be the drugs he was using and maybe he just got out of his mind. The gun might have went off by... What the fuck do I know? But this is your kings? Not mine. My kings is more like Jay-Z, Nas, 50. Those are the type of rappers I look up to. Just so we can be clear. Jada. R.I.P. DMX. Rakim. These are the type of rappers I look up to. Just so we can be clear. The Locks in general. These are the type of rappers I look up to. I don't look up to these dudes that fucking Wu-Tang. These are the type of rappers I look up to. Why are almost all of those rappers that I just named doing well in some type of business? Shaw Murder says, facts. How you shooting security? That's backwards. How do you shoot security, man? That don't make no sense. Shaw Murder said, like Malcolm X said, our leaders shouldn't be in entertainment, period. No disrespect to them, but we have to put more attention on our educators. Facts. And I'm not saying, and just so we can be clear, I'm not disagreeing with that. Shout out to NetStars Live. I'm not disagreeing with that. I do think that there are people who are in the entertainment business that are able to teach. Because at the end of the day, you can't be a leader if you can't teach. That's the number one prerequisite for being a leader of something. Of people. Being able to teach them. The number one prerequisite. It's not how well you can fight. It's not how smart you are. It's being able to teach somebody something that they don't know. Who likes robbing the pizza man? Yeah, these fools do like robbing the pizza man and the Chinese restaurant dudes. Why? What up, man on Mac? These are the guys I look up to. I don't look up to... Shout out to all of these new young rappers. I like a lot of y'all. I'm just going to keep it a stack. Da Baby, Lil Baby. I don't really know much about Pooh Shiesty's music, but it's not bad. There's a Moneybag Yo. Shout out to him. I'm just shout out to K Goddess. I like her music. Shout out to I'm just trying to think of names right now of mainstream rappers, but not mainstream rappers. If you can get my drift. Shout out to all of these dudes out here doing their thing. No disrespect to anybody. Shy Murder said 50 kicks out anyone who's reckless, starts drama, sends him right home. As he should. What the hell? As he should. How are you doing here? Imagine that. Some shit happened. You just looking at, what the hell are you doing here? Get out of here. We are not dealing with you no more, homeboy. Your trailer has been moved off of the lot. But yeah, and it's as it should be. I'm a creative. I love talking about ideas and then trying to bring those ideas into fruition. I love that. I love just discussing ideas. Like, I wish I had a staff with 5-6 people and every morning we meet and we just talk about what we're going to be, what projects we're working on, and then we just go our separate ways and work on those projects. I would love that. I would love to have a team where that's what we were. That would be dope. That's get me excited. That makes my day. Talking about ideas, concepts. Like that's when I'm really in my bag. Like for real. I'm gonna keep it a stack with you. I love using my imagination. I love trying to figure out inventive ways to do the same thing over again, because that's basically what it is. We're all doing the same thing over again. It's just we're just inventing new ways to build the mousetrap. That's it. We just building bigger and better mousetraps, but we all doing the same thing. So I love constructing new mousetraps. That shit's fun. I love being innovative. That's why I keep trying to tell people that's trying to beef with me, and I'm not trying to bring up people beefing, but I'm trying to say that's why I try to tell people that be trying to beef with me, we're not doing the same thing. You're trying to argue with me, but what I'm trying to do don't got shit to do with arguing. I'm not trying to do what you're doing. I'm doing something different. I'm trying to do something different. I got different plans. I got different machinations. The shit that I want to build isn't even shit that you're thinking about. If I told you what I wanted to build, you would probably look at me and say, why? You understand what I'm saying? So we just different. We just on different time. That's also why I don't like dealing with people who are bringing negative energy to me. Just in general. Because I love you. I'm trying not to bring you negative energy. If I do, let me know. I'm going to try to stop. With that being said, I really love building shit, though. I just like building shit. I'm going to tell you a real quick thing about me. When I was a kid, I used to play Atari, right? So, shout out to Freddie Roman. He was a friend that lived down the block from me. He had lent me his ColecoVision. I think his mother had bought him a Nintendo or some shit like that. And when he got Nintendo, he lent me his ColecoVision. So shout out to that shit. I was playing Coleco. So I was at an Atari at one point or another. So the point being is this. So I'm busy playing the ColecoVision. Or the Atari, which one. And I would always start the game over after I died one time. Start the game over. Because it was never about beating the game. It was trying to find a way to play the game perfectly. It was never about beating the game. I couldn't care less if I won or beat the game. Didn't care. I was just trying to see how far I could get on one man. Period. Oh, real quick thing that a lot of people might not know, but a lot of the older games, the first boss was the hardest. Just so y'all know, a lot of the older games, the first couple of bosses were always the hardest. I don't know why they made the games like that, but they made the games like that for some strange reason. With that being said, we about to get up out. What time is it? It's 10:30. We're gonna stay in here for a little while longer. Could we have a conversation about this T.I thing? We're gonna go to break and we're gonna come right back.
Gorilla edibles. And hey, don't forget the milk.
So T.I, hold on. Hold on. Before I mention this T.I thing, do y'all remember when R. Kelly got accused of touching women and came out with a song saying that he wasn't raping and child molesting? Anybody else remember that, or is that only me? Am I the only one that remembers that? R. Kelly was getting accused of molesting kids, molesting little girls, and he decided to come out with a song saying that he didn't do it. Or, no, he got accused of holding that girl hostage or whatever. He got accused of some shit involving women. He made a song. Anybody else remember that shit? It was like 10 minutes long. The song was 10 minutes. Why? The song was 10 minutes long. Whose idea was that? Anyway, so what ends up happening is, nobody believes him. I'm not trying to laugh because some crimes he was accused of, some bad crimes. But nobody believed him. 0 people believed R. Kelly. The reason why I'm saying that is because T.I has just did something similar. These guys think that they're all geniuses. T.I did something similar. Making a song, and then obviously then shooting the music video with obvious, I guess, Easter eggs, if that's what you want to call it, or references to the situation that he's currently going through with him being accused of stuff. He does a song, shoots a video. I heard a little bit of the song, didn't really see much of the video either, obviously, and this is what I have to say about that. You're an idiot. A complete idiot. Anybody else agree? Does anybody else agree or disagree that what T.I did was stupid? Why in the hell were you making a song about you not having raped these women and you're saying you didn't rape them? You're saying all the stuff that they're saying isn't true. Why would you make a song while the investigation is still going on? They played it on Hot 97? He's a weirdo. Why would you make an investigation? Why would you make a song while the investigation is still going on? Does anybody else see what the problem is, or is it just me? Am I the only one that sees what the problem is? Shout out to Kingslayer. Am I the only one with a Black Power Cross? I don't know if I called you out earlier. Am I the only one that see? Also, let's get 5 to 10 $10 drops to the Cash App. Am I the only one that sees what the problem is? Am I the only one? Because I might be the only one that sees what the issue and what the problem is. So I wanna ask. Am I the only one that sees what the issue and the problem is? Because there is 100% an issue and there's 100% a problem. 100%. Am I the only one that sees what the issue and the problem is? Making a song while there's still an ongoing investigation. Prince to Amir says Mayweather whipped a heavyweight half his age on Sunday, but T.I tried to fight him. Let you know how retarded he is. Look, T.I went to fight him in regards to his wife. I'm letting you know right now. I'll turn down a lot of shit, but if you do anything to any woman that's in my care, it's on and popping. I'll turn down a lot of shit. I'll walk away from a lot of shit. A lot of shit I'll just walk away from. Even if I flat out got the win, I'll just walk away. I'm just keeping it a stack. I even take a hit and walk away from some shit, just so I don't have to worry about the like bullshit down the road. But I'm not mad at T.I for wanting to go run up on Mayweather in regards to his wife, because at the end of the day, any female that's in your charge, we ain't doing this. But yeah, he tried to run up on Floyd Mayweather. he had no wins in that situation, but you know, you got to do what you got to do. That's a fact. I will walk clear away from shit. I'm telling you right now, I won't even care about shit. I'm trying to like do this laid back approach, so I will walk away from shit. I've been doing this shit for like probably, I don't know, the last like 8-9 months. Since I will walk away from shit. I don't even care. I don't want no problems. I don't got time for that. I don't want to argue with you. I don't want to go back and forth with you. I'm not on that type of time. I will just walk away. You go do what you want to do, homie. I got some other stuff over here. I'm doing it. You got it. But that was in what up, CK? But that's in regards to his See, I don't never know if those be the real people when they come up in here, because it's fake accounts. So I don't never know if those be the real people. But yeah, that was just, I don't know what to tell you. I honestly, I don't know what to tell you. Yeah, Netstar's Live says T.I showed me something with the act in regard to his wife. Yeah, he loves his wife. Yeah, I don't know what that is. I'm not trying to go anywhere with whatever you're talking about. Yeah. So I just think that that's stupid. The reason why I think that that's stupid is you're under investigation. Why would you be telling the freaking other people your side of the story? You do understand the reason why the police ask you your side of the story is so they can try to put things together to make you guilty, right? Literally, that's what the detective's job is. I get it. I know we think the detective's job is supposed to be, and if he's a good detective that does his job the appropriate way, then yes, he will not be trying to find where you're guilty at. But just so we could be clear, he has bosses, and his bosses needs to make sure that they close cases. Closing cases are important. So when he's in there and he's listening to you and you think you're explaining to him all the ways that you're not guilty, whether you're guilty or not, because remember, people lie. When you're telling your side of the story, he's not looking to how you're innocent. He's looking to see how your story lines up with whatever the information he already has is, in order to be able to find out how they can charge you. So T.I coming out, for whatever the reason is, T.I coming out and making a fucking song about whatever the hell did or didn't go on is literally helping anyone that wants to try to charge him, whether he's guilty or not. That's why you do not talk to the authorities without a lawyer. That's why you get lawyered up. What up, your boy Jimmy Belcher? That's why you get lawyered up. So that when they ask you a question that you should not answer, your lawyer is going to tell you to stay quiet. Don't answer that. Don't answer that. Okay, you can answer that. Don't answer that. You understand? A lot of y'all that think somebody snitched on you, snitched on your damn selves. No, he said that to him. Shout out to CK. That's CK. Shout out to CK. And that's why you have a right to remain silent. That's a fact. Everybody say what's up to CK. That's the real CK and shit. He texted me. He was like, that's me, man. It's like, oh, man, my fault. Appreciate you, Jimmy. Prince to Amir said, facts. A cop told me never speak. Lawyer up. Never speak. Yeah, I get it. I know. You know there be people in here with fake names, homie. I don't be knowing. Yeah, never speak to them. Never. Even if, especially if you're innocent. See, this is the bad part, right? Especially if you're innocent. If you're innocent, is even more of a reason not to speak because you don't know who you're talking to. Not all cops is bad, but you don't know. We don't know which is which. Copy? On top of that, if it's your story against somebody else's story, you might be telling the truth. The other person might be telling a great lie. The officer don't know who to believe. The detective don't know who to believe. They going off of evidence. They don't know who to believe. They might be looking at the motherfucker lying on you like this guy's 100% lying, but the other dude, his shit don't line up. Shout out to Charlie Santana. What's up? Haven't seen you in a while. Hope everything is going well. He says salute BB and Frost. Hope everyone is having a great morning and a blessed day. Hope yours is also, my brother. Yeah, just so we can be clear. I keep trying to tell you, I am not anti-police. I am not anti-police. I am not one of those defund the police people. If you want to fund the community and you want to take some monies from the police to fund the community, I'm 100% behind that. But I'm not for just taking money from the police and we're going to go put it in some kind of, I don't know, some kind of fund until we find out what we're going to do with it. No, if you don't know what you're going to do with the money, let the police keep the money until you figure out what the fuck you're going to do with it. You're going to go put it in a fund somewhere over there so some rat bastards can steal out the fund and go buy a new house. I get it. But nah, we're not doing none of that. We're going to, when you earmark the money for something that has to deal with the community, has to deal with children, have to deal with the schools, I'm 100% behind that. Has to deal with funding something that's going to increase or help our infrastructure, I'm 100% for that. If you're about trying to stem the problem that we might have with homelessness, I'm 100% for that. But if you're just talking about taking money away from the police because you mad at them because a situation happened that was bad, then I'm not for that. I'm 100% not for that. NetStars Live say when they say anything could be used against you, they mean that shit. Yes, anything could be used against you. Anything. Because they're supposed to be speaking to you in order to find things that they can use against you. That's what I'm literally telling you. Dark Low should have 100% remained silent. He got 5 years now, right? How much time did they give Dark Low? He should have 100% remained silent. It's a fact. Alright, that's what it is, Charlie Santana. Appreciate you. But yeah, it's a fact. Don't let nobody lie to you. When the police talk to you, they're supposed to be trying to find out information that they could give the detective that's going to help the detective solve the case. They're not talking to you to find out if you're innocent. That don't make sense. Shout out to CK with the $3.99 drop. Salute, my brother. Prince to Amir said defunding an alleged corrupt police force. Think about it. See, I'm gonna explain this one more time about why I don't like defunding. It's the same reason why I don't like the No Child Left Behind bill that they had signed that proved to be bad. If something is suffering, you don't take resources away from it. I'm not even saying you add resources to it, but what I'm saying, if something is suffering, you don't take resources away from it. That don't make sense. So we got a bad, let's say just for argument's sake, hypothetically, we have a terrible police force in whatever the fucking city it is that you're talking about. You think by taking money from them, the police are going to get better? Like, they're going to be like, oh, man, you know, I didn't really feel like doing my job well until I got that pay cut. I really didn't, you know, ever since they got us with these slower cars and with these guns that don't fire the same, I think this is the best policing I've ever done. I don't think that that's what's going to be what's happening. That's all I'm saying. So taking money away from the police for the specific purpose of because you're angry at some of the things that some officers are doing, I'm not with that. But if we are going to be preparing for the future means preparing our children and building infrastructure that's going to help 10 years down the line, and so therefore we have to take money from somewhere, and the people that are getting the most money is the police force, so therefore we're going to take some monies away from the police force so we can make sure that some kids eat. I'm for that. We're going to take some money away from the police force so we can make sure that single parents got somewhere to send their kids after school by the time they get home. I'm for that. We're going to take some monies away from the police force because we're going to open the PAL back up, which I really wish they do. We're going to open the PAL back up so we can have community centers in the city that are protected by the police so our children have somewhere to go. I'm all for that. Matter of fact, police can literally be the security in the fucking building. And then now you even creating a situation where some police officers can get overtime. So I'm all for things like that. That's what we need to be doing. But if we're just taking the money away from the police because we just don't want the police to have the money, like, that's not even a plan. Like, what the fuck? That's not a plan. How is that a plan? I don't know. Shout out to everybody that thinks that. That's not even a plan. How is that a plan? This cake, we want the cake. The cake doesn't taste that good. We need to take all of the sugar out. What the hell? What are you trying to make? We need to take less sugar. We need to take the sugar out of the cake. Like, what the fuck? How does that work? That doesn't even work. Get out of here. So I am 100% against all of those things, just so we can be clear. But I mean, I get it. I get it when I see, I get it though, you know, so shout out to that shit. I get it. I just don't think that that's the way to go. That's it. I just don't think that that's the way to go. Dude, like in fucking Hollywood, you got cops that got like Lamborghinis and stuff like that. I don't see no reason for that. Like, that's retarded. Why does a cop need a Lamborghini? Now, if you say he needed that shit, that Batmobile, the Christopher Nolan Batmobile, I might be like, that shit lit. You know what? I don't care if they need that or not. Can we make a couple of those? I'm not even a police officer, but I'm like, yo, can we make a couple of them bitches? Oh, I wrote it like that? I was just typing stupid fast, not for nothing. I guess I accidentally hit the space bar before the T than after. I wasn't looking. Appreciate you. Fuck it, it's there now. I hate when I'm trying to do something on the jump off, and what they do is they make me do everything else other than the thing that I'm trying to do. But shout out to that shit. Yeah, so I'm not here for that. But, you know, I do think that we need to fund the I think defunding the police, I'm not saying it's wrong, just so we could be clear. I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm not saying we should not defund the police. What I'm saying is, if we are going to do something like defund the police, we have to know where we're going to send the money. That's what I'm saying. I'm definitely not here just for taking the money from the police. Why? What are we doing with it? Some politician plans on stealing it? What are we doing with it? Shout out to that shit. I don't know what to tell you. Zero idea what to tell you. But that's the type of time I'm on. Anyway, what time we got? We got 10 minutes before the end of the show. Could we hit that like button? What we got, like 20 something likes, 28 likes? Can we hit that like button? Can we get the likes up to like 30? I mean, yeah, can we get the likes up to like 30, 35? That would be incredible. I mean, I didn't check the downvotes yet. I'm so sorry, y'all. I'm actually looking at something. I didn't check the downvotes yet, but yeah, shout out to that shit. Could we get the likes up to like 35? I'm waiting for the person to come in here and be like, why Jack Fu is begging for likes? This is like the first time I even talk about likes in like months. Defunding cops gonna make them turn up while criminals capitalize. Hire cops with their own from their own neighborhood. Problem solved. Okay, so this is the problem why they don't hire cops from their own neighborhood anymore. Copy, I got you, CK. This is why they don't hire cops from their own neighborhood anymore. I'm gonna put you on the game. Just so we can be clear. Corruption. I don't know who VVO is. Corruption. So that's why they don't want to hire cops from their own neighborhoods. Because of corruption. Let's get 5 to 10 $10 drops to the Cash App, y'all. Because of corruption. That's why they don't want to hire police from their own neighborhood. The fear of corruption. And if you need an example of it, I can just give you a movie. What's that movie with Leonardo DiCaprio? I forgot the name of the movie. I'm gonna find the movie real quick. The something. It's the something. The Departed. That's the best example I could give. Go watch The Departed. Because that's what people will start doing. They'll start just raising their kids to go. First of all, us black people, could we please start raising our kids to be police officers? And then, but we're installing our own moral code in them. Could we raise kids to be police officers while we're installing our own moral code on them? Because people are upset at the way that police officers are carrying themselves. But are y'all raising any police officers? Are y'all raising any police officers? While y'all busy upset at all the cops out here in the world, are you raising any police officers, or are you raising your kids to hate the police so they'll never become one? I'm just curious. Because you also want police officers to care about you, but you also aren't going to raise any people that care about the community to be police officers. So once again, black people working against their own best interests. I don't know what to tell you. Don't know what to tell you. Shout out to NetStars Live with the $5 drop. He said morning coffee. What did the 5 fingers say to the face? Prince to Amir says, I'd rather deal with that than a bunch of racist lunatics thinking life is Call of Duty. I'm on your side. Ever since we've been on the air, I've been saying we need to start raising our kids to be police officers. I've been saying this the whole time. This is nothing new. I've always been saying this. We need to start raising our kids to be police officers. Stop raising our kids to hate the police. Period. If you're raising your kids to hate the police, they are just going this. You're increasing the chance that they're gonna how do you say? I know what word I'm trying to think of, but you're increasing the chance that they're gonna fantasize about criminality. That criminality is gonna become fantastical to them. You're increasing that chance, that they're going to look at something that goes against the thing that you're teaching them to hate the police. So that means that everything contrary to the police is things that they're going to gravitate to. Crime, drugs. You understand what I'm saying? So you have to stop teaching your, first you got to stop teaching your kids to hate the police. That's one. See, when we was teaching our kids to stay away, Fabio Foreign. I don't know if Fabio Foreign's locked up. I don't believe he is though. I believe he's out. But definitely Deadline Cynthia says, and then the community and the police are in one building. That's why I want to bring back PALs. The community and the police is in one building, and you could build a better relationship. That's why I want to bring back PALs. Period. Like, if, let's say I was speaking to a contingency of people and I was trying to urge them to vote for me, and we were speaking about a man that I had to deal with the police, the first thing I do is say that we need to start earmarking more monies towards improving the police community relations. And we already have the money because the police already have it. And what we're going to do is, the first thing that we're going to do is, if you don't live 10 miles or less than 10 miles from the city, you cannot be a police officer. That's one. If you live more than 10 miles outside of the city, you cannot be a police officer. Not here. Go be a police officer in your town somewhere. You got to live within 10 miles of New York City. Period. We want all police officers to live in New York City. But because that is not an option, we want you to live at least 10 miles, no more than 10 miles from New York City, from wherever the border is. Period. That's one. Two, we're going to open back up PALs. We're going to literally go to the high schools. We're going to get all the high school stars. And we're going to start a summer league in New York City that's the high school basketball stars. It'll be, I don't know, it don't need to be 1 million teams. We'll give each borough 2 teams. And we're going to create community. Period. I think that these are ideas that we should work on. We have to figure out a way to integrate the police force that we currently have. That I walk into the building the other day and I get recognized, I assume. So I hear some police officers say, and shout out to them. First of all, shout out to them for recognizing me. Shout out to that shit. But I hear some of them say, I hear one of them say, and when he needs help, he's gonna be calling us. I've never spoke out bad against any police officers. I only speak out against rogue police officers. So that's one. Know who you talking about and know who you talking to. That's one. Two, just to be perfectly honest with you, you're police. How the fuck are you laughing if anybody called you for assistance? You shouldn't be a police officer. If your thing is, these people complain about the police, then they call the police, you're in the wrong profession, homie. Because you shouldn't even be thinking like that. You shouldn't be thinking these people want me to do my job now after they was talking bad about. You're supposed to be above that, homie. This is just me feeling this way. Maybe I'm wrong. But you shouldn't think like that. How often have any of you been in here? You don't never hear me talk, bring a broad stroke with police officers in general and say anything negative. I'm not against these guys. What the fuck? Anyway, I digress. Net Stars Live said, we instilling different values, raising kids to dislike police. If you're not raising these children to be respectful of themselves, just real quick, if you're not raising children to respect themselves, they're never going to be able to understand who they should respect. So the first and foremost thing that you're supposed to treat your child is to respect themselves. That's one. The way that you treat a child to respect themselves is by building up that child's confidence in themselves. The reason why I say that is, in our communities, we spend way too much time trying to break our kids. I don't do this personally. But there are a lot of people who have children and they believe that they got to break their children because their children aren't supposed to love them. Their children are supposed to be scared of them. And then you wonder why people go out into the community and do the shit that they do. You raised them off of fear. You didn't raise them off of love. You raised them off of fear. You raised them off of not having enough. You raised them off of struggle. What in the fuck do you think is going to happen when these children go out into the real world and they're adults? You're going to sit back and swear up and down you had nothing to do with it. I didn't raise them to be like that. No, you 100% raised your child to be the way that your child is. Let's start holding people accountable. You 100% raised your child to be the way that your child is. If your child is a fuck up, it was you. If your child is great, it was you. If your child got a mental disorder, it was you. If your child is a wonderful husband and husband and father, it was you. So I don't want to hear the whole, we need to just put different energy into our children. That's what I'm saying. High Noon says they need to stop putting police that's never dealt with black people in situations that they don't know how to conduct themselves. There's certain temperament people of color have. I'm going to say it like this. First, you see, police officers in inner cities and police officers in the suburbs, they got two different situations going on. There's more likely a police officer from the suburbs is not going to have come into much contact with black people. And with that being said, I 100% agree with what you're saying. You're sending people who do not understand a people to police them. What in the hell? That's literally what the problem the soldiers have when they go to other countries and do their soldier shit in other countries. They ask the police people that they don't even know their common customs. That's one. Two, the police in the city, I think that there are a lot of police officers who have PTSD that they acquired throughout life and had nothing to do with their police officer training or them being a police officer. I think that they should keep their jobs, just so we can be clear. I want to be clear on this. If they have PTSD from just growing up in life, a lot of people have PTSD. I think they should keep their job. Let's just be clear on that. But the point in which I'm trying to make is, well, what needs to be done is there needs to be an onus put on a crime, being a police officer in a neighborhood where crime is low. There needs to be an onus put on that. I think there's too much of an onus put on these police officers that get a lot of arrests. I think there's too much of an onus put on these police officers that get out there and get into firefights and it looks, you're a hero. I get it, you're a hero, you save some lives, you are a hero. But I think there's too much of an onus put on that. I think that the police officers that are in communities where crime is low, I think they should get more of acknowledgement. I think that they should be getting plaques. I think if you got a neighborhood that used to be high crime and now all of a sudden crime goes down, could we just assume it was the police doing their job? If you have a neighborhood where crime just stays low, but the surrounding area, crime is pretty bad, why aren't those police officers getting commendations, raises? Why the only way police officers could be acknowledged for doing their job is if they go out there and they do arrests and they get... No, because some of the best police work is done when nobody is arrested. Some of the best police work is done when nobody is shot, nobody is harmed, nobody is killed. Can we start giving those police officers commendations? The police officers that work 5-6 years and don't have no issues. Can we start giving them commendations? If you want to change the behavior of the individuals who are doing things that they're not supposed to be doing, you have to reward them for doing things. You have to give the people, pardon me, if you want to change the behavior of the individuals who are doing the things that they're not supposed to be doing, what you need to do is you need to start rewarding the people that are doing the things that need to be done. Period. So let's start giving some awards to these police officers that they worked 5-6 years on the job, never had to shoot a fool. They talked the man down off the ledge. They saved a couple of babies without anybody getting hurt. They got 100 arrests. Nobody got hurt. They've been on the job 20 years, never shot a fool. Can we start giving people commendations for shit like this? That's reasons to get fucking bonuses. Anyway, I digress. I'm about to let y'all go. We got to get up out of here. Everybody that's supposed to holler at me today is Wednesday. I need y'all to pull up, holler at the kid immediately. Also, it was about a commercial. I just recently did a commercial. I didn't play it yet. I hope y'all like it when it actually comes out. Make sure that y'all look at it on the Instagram. And for everybody that I do promotion with, I am going to start posting at least once a day your commercial with nothing else. Just at least once a day, I'm gonna post at least 1 or 2 points of advertisement for you, which has absolutely zero to do with without posting anything else with it. Just, it's not going to be sub advertisement. It's just going to be your shit. I'm going to start doing that. With that being, wait, hold on. High Noon says, when people start saying enough is enough and start flipping this country upside down, this hit home to me because I see officers run over my friend because he was running and he's paralyzed. Well, I'm sad that happened to you, and those officers that did that need to be held accountable. Period. But I'm going to tell you something. I have a relative. I'm not going to say who it is. And please, whoever I'm talking about, don't hit me up and talk about how you angry and crazy. Don't nobody angry or upset. Don't nobody know who I'm talking about but you. Alright? Maybe you and like 3 other people. That's it. You don't have to hit me up. Nobody know who I'm talking about. You don't have to hit me up or blow yourself up. Alright? But I have a relative that when I was growing up, he always yelled and cursed at the police all the time. Like whenever the police came around, let's say somebody actually got in, and I want to explain this real quick. So let's say the police pull up, they're arresting some people. He's yelling at them about how much he hates them, get out of here. Let's say the police pull up and somebody got shot. Then he's yelling at them about, I'm assuming that there's good and bad people everywhere. Deadline Cynthia, I'm not sure which one you're saying is a bad one. I don't think it's funny in any regard. But I'm assuming that there's good and bad people in everything. So if you ran over a person with a police car, I'm going to assume that you not necessarily was a bad person, but you could have just been bad at your job. Real quick, let me just explain this. I'm not saying that all of these police that fuck up are bad people. I'm saying some of them might just be bad at their job and they just made a mistake, just so we can be clear. I'm not saying everyone is bad people. Some people could just be bad at their job. You understand, if that makes sense? Some people are just bad at their job, man. Not everybody is bad people. Some people are just bad at their job. So yeah, he could have been a bad one. He could have been somebody that was just bad at his job. It happens. I've worked a ton of places and I'm usually real good at my job. So when you're real good at your job, you can look and see all the people that's bad at it. There are more people bad at, I don't know who works wherever, but wherever the fuck you guys work at, I guarantee you there's more people that don't know how to do their job wherever the fuck you work at than that know how to do their job. Tell me where I'm wrong. There's almost always more people that aren't good at their job than there are that is good at their job, just so we can be clear. Let's not act like police is the only place where this problem exists. It exists everywhere. Why do I gotta tell you what I'm bad at? You ain't even asked me what I'm good at. I'm bad at a ton of things. I'm bad at lying. I'm terrible at that. How about that? I'm bad at being a woman. Like, that just doesn't work for me. That's just, you got to be a black person. There's always a black person that want to know something negative. Don't never got nothing to say unless it's something negative. Shout out to you, though. Anyway, I'm not mad at you either, by the way. I literally heard police officers say that they're the biggest gang in America. So, yes, police officers quite actively believe themselves to be a gang. This is a fact. Anyway, yeah, so I don't know. Some people are just bad at their job. Like, there's a lot of police officers that are just bad at their job, so they ended up killing people. You saying, wow? I'm just saying what it is. What was you telling a joke? If you was telling a joke, I couldn't be sarcastic back to you. You was the only one allowed to tell a joke. Yeah, I'm terrible at being a girl. Like, that just, I've never tried it, but I know it's not gonna fit. Alright, with that being said, we got to get up out of here. Everybody that's supposed to pull up on me today, I need y'all to pull up on me immediately. I want to get to my actual work. And whenever you guys take too long to pull up on me, sometimes I don't get as much work done as I know a lot of people with fucking blue checks, yo. I need to get with their little circuit so I can get my blue check. I know a lot of people with blue checks. Anyway, neither here nor there. I'm going to let y'all go. I want everybody to enjoy their day. Please, go do something positive. Go do something helpful. And you keep putting these snakes up that I never let go past. I don't know if those are snakes or worms. I don't know what those are. I don't know what the fuck those are. I'm not letting those go through. I don't know what those are. What are they? Let me see. Hold on. If I type the word, it'll show up, right? No, it don't. I don't know what those are, so I don't want those to be seen. Is you going to tell me what those are? I don't know what those are. I don't know what those are. I have no idea what those things are. Just so we could be clear. I have zero idea what those things are. Anyway, I'm going to let y'all go. Let's go do something positive today. Go spend your time just doing something positive. Yo, look, at the end of the day, we want to encourage growth. It's a worm? What the fuck are you putting worms up there for? At the end of the day, we want to encourage growth. We want to encourage understanding. We want to try to spread knowledge. We want to try to spread wisdom. We want to try to... early bird gets the worm. Is you saying I'm getting a worm? I'm getting 3 of them? Is the worm's money? I'm so stupid. Don't mind me none. I'm just saying though, if the worms are money, can I get 4? I'm so stupid. Oh baby. Don't mind me though. Don't mind me. Oh baby, don't mind. Alright, Lyric, you good. Don't worry about it. You good. I fucks with you. You're just having a good time. I'm having a good time with you. Don't worry about it. I ain't mad at you. I ain't about to kick you. People, just so y'all could be clear, you know why we start kicking people like we was kicking people? Because I want to be able to have an intelligent conversation. So whenever we have a situation where I can't have an intelligent conversation, where we can't converse or speak amongst each other like adults, that shit pisses me off. I'm just going to keep it a stack with you. That shit pisses me off. And that's one of the main reasons why I just started kicking people indiscriminately. Because you're just here to argue and I'm trying to get a point across. And you're trying to do everything you can to stop me from getting my point across. And I also want to engage with the community. So that's why I started kicking people, just so y'all know. And then I started realizing the more people I kick, the better, the less bullshit I got in my life. How can we get community centers started? That's not difficult. What are you talking about? The centers all over the place. All you got to do is get some people to stand around and take care of kids. That's why I said they should just do PALs. There's still buildings up that used to be PALs previously. You get those people that are in those buildings out of those buildings, eminent domain. Then you take those buildings and any other buildings that you might be able to get. You staff them, obviously, with people who are more like guidance counselors or whatever the case is. Someone did suggest a bag for you your first day. That's a fact. So, what you do is, hold on, how to get community centers started. You staff them, right? So, first of all, we have a ton of kids We have a ton of kids in high school that's going to going to college and doing such courses where they want to be like how do you say management or something like that. I forgot what you fucking I'm hotel. I forgot what they call it, but it's like I forgot what they call it. Anyway, point being is you get some interns there. You can get some kids to work there. You get some interns there. You get some actual staffing. You can get those from actual schools. Remember, teachers don't work during the summer. There's a ton of teachers that might want to work during the summer. A couple of hours, make a couple of bucks. So you get some teachers. They are going to be your main staff at the PAL. Boom. And you can get a lot of people that are teachers that are probably substitute teachers also or whatever, because whatever the case is, but you get actual teachers to be the staff, and you get actual police officers to work besides the teachers. That's how you're going to staff the fucking center. Then now all you got to do is get the buildings, right? So now where are we going to get the money from for the funding? We're going to get the money from the police. That's another reason why we're going to be hiring police to be at most of these buildings and most of these facilities. And every single time any of these places need security of any time, you're just going to hire police. That's it. So that also helps police officers individually, the actual officers. That's going to increase their paychecks because they're going to have more opportunity to be able to do overtime. Boom. And every single hour that they do there is all overtime. There is no flat time for that. Every single minute every single second that a police officer spend at one of these PALs or at one of these whatever the hell it is, they're getting overtime pay. Boom. I don't care if they only work one regular hour that day. Everything is overtime pay. Because we want them to be there with a good attitude. We want to get the people that if they lose this opportunity, it's going to be a hit to their pockets. And that's the main way. So we want to get the good people. And we want the people who are good people that are showing up and doing the PAL thing and doing all of the other stuff with the children the way that it needs to be done. We want them to benefit. So we want to put money in their pockets. What in the hell? The coaches of all the basketball teams that I mentioned, police. Period. The referees, police. So even though we're taking money from the police to build up to create this infrastructure, what we are also doing at the same time, 100% at the same time, is we're sending monies to the police officers individually that's buying into this thing that we're trying to do. I think that's a win-win. I don't know no other way to put that. That sounds like a win-win to me. If you don't think that's a win, I don't know what to tell you. That sounds like a win-win to me. With that being said, I'm gonna let y'all go. Prince Tuamir says, if we're the mule, which we are, they want things to only change for our worse. I'm going to explain something. I'm not disagreeing with you, by the way. But I want to explain something. And I think this is a big issue. Real quick. This is a big issue. This is a big issue. Big cities like New York City, we can't survive without, we can't grow without non-skilled labor. We need non-skilled labor. We need security guards. We need construction workers. If that's what you want to call non-skilled, what the fuck do I know? We need non-skilled laborers. We need people to work in the fast food restaurants. We need these people. These people are so essential. That's why I never understand why people make fun of somebody working at McDonald's. What the fuck are you talking about? How you making fun of anybody working in a fast food restaurant? Them niggas is essential. But we need these people. So we need mules. These are facts. You are not wrong. But just like we need mules, we need people that's going to broaden our horizons, push the boundaries, create things that we don't even know we needed until we actually see the thing and then say, that thing is incredible. So therefore, we have to stop holding people down, because while we're holding people down, what we're doing is we're creating less competition at the top. In reality, we need more competition at the top. So we need less mules. But we don't need less mules in order for there to be less oppression. We need less mules in order for us to be able to excel to new heights. So I think that's smart. I think there's enough smart people that understand what I just said or think similarly. But America's like terrible in schooling around the world. Our schools are some of the worst, apparently. There's a reason for that, because we need mules. Remember, slave labor is what built this country. With that being said, I'm going to get up out of here. I'm going to let y'all go. Everybody, please do great today. Make sure that you share that smile. Let's try to encourage other people to share their smile with us. Let's share our smile with other people. Let's try to encourage better in the people. Let's try to help people. Let's try to be beneficial. Let's try to be an asset. Let's make sure that we're not hindering others. Let's not try to be a hindrance. Let's not be in other people's way. Because sometimes when we are in other people's way, what it really is in our own way. So sometimes when you get out of other people's way, you get out of your own way. So let's try to do that. With that being said, I'm going to let y'all go. I love all of y'all. Everybody have a beautiful day. Like, comment, subscribe, join the notification gang. Hashtag Bronx Boomers. Let's get it. I love y'all. Take care of each other. Hug the kids for me. I haven't forgotten about you. And that's all I get on this one.